How's everyone doing today? Another beautiful day, about 80 degrees. It's about 10:30 on Sunday in Cleveland. Some people want to know how I prepared my soil for the garden, so I figured I'd make a video and let you know what I did this year to prepare the soil and what I plan on doing next year to prepare the soil, which is a little bit different. So basically what I did, it started out with sod, and a lot of people scoop the sod out. That's a lot of work. This thing's 20 by 25. It would have taken forever, so I just tilled it in. And I ran the tiller, at least 5 passes, vertical, parallel, just to give it a good mix and mix everything into the soil. So after I got everything tilled down and tilled under and broken up, I came back here to my handy compost pile, which I'm preparing to have some more next year. I'll explain what I'm going to do with that. It's pretty exciting. Brian. Good boy. So, there's the compost pile. Actually, I got to stir it. Last year it was about that size. I moved it all from there all the way back up to the garden. So then I laid the compost on the surface of the tilled soil, and then I took the rototiller and I tilled it back in and worked the compost into the soil. After that was done, when I felt like I had a good mix and I didn't add any lime, I didn't add any fertilizer, any chemicals, I didn't even get a soil test. I just kind of experimenting, wanting to do it all natural, and I'm pretty satisfied with the results. There's the tiller I used. It's a lot of work. The front tines are way worse, way harder than the rear tine tillers. But I wasn't gonna accept no, so I just put my head down and worked until it was done. Now this year I'm gonna do this thing, which basically we replicate nature's processes, and basically they call it the Back to Eden garden style. So what you do, because in nature, when you're walking through the woods, you see all the ground cover, the sticks, the leaves, the twigs, the dead animals, the dead insects, all that stuff gets broken down and worked back into the soil naturally, which provides food for all the plants in the forest and in nature. So what we're going to do is we're going to replicate that and speed it up. The way to speed it up is to use the right kind of materials, the right mixture, and also try to use fine materials. So the first thing that you want to do is you just lay a thick layer of cardboard over your grass to kill the grass. And I use these, I get them from work. I sell vacuums. Riccar, American-made vacuum, quality, lasts a long time. If you need a vacuum, look into it or contact me. I'll hook you up. But anyways, so I put the cardboard down like that, and then what you do is you take compost and or manure, which there's a horse farm across the street. I plan on getting a load of manure and using it with my compost and just layering it. I'm thinking maybe one layer of manure over the cardboard, probably, 3 inches. And then I'm going to take my compost, which is way back there. I'm going to put that over top of the horse manure. And then on top of the compost, I have my wood chips. So these wood chips, they're basically a compost pile in itself. Basically, it's a lot of carbon and a lot of nitrogen. So a lot of leaves and a lot of wood. And it's chipped up nice and fine, so it helps it break down a lot quicker. So that's going to be the top layer. Now, I'm going to do that in the fall. In the spring, I'm not going to till it. I'm not going to do anything. Basically, it should be ready to plant. Now, everything's not going to be broken down. It's just the first year for the process. So it might take a couple of years for it to feed the soil the way that I want it to. But, you know, you got to start somewhere. So now, as far as the wood chips, one of the benefits of the wood chips while they're still, you know, in a solid state and not broken down into compost and nutrients, they trap and hold water into the soil. So it cuts way down on watering. You don't have to water the garden as much. The plants like it better because it creates a nice, warm, moist soil. Not to mention nutrient dense, that feeds the plants and helps them produce. So, of course, I'll be doing videos on that whole process. Pretty excited about it. I've done a lot of research on it, and you know, some people struggle with like yellowing because, you know, as the wood chips break down, they do pull nitrogen. But the thing is they will only pull nitrogen from the surface unless you get them in the hole while you're planting. If they're at the root level, then they're going to fight with the plant over the nitrogen, which the wood chips will win and the plant will suffer. And that's why a lot of people don't have, or I shouldn't say a lot, some people have struggles. And it's just like anything, it's a process. It's a learning process. It's an experimentation. You just have to you know, visualize your end goal and just start working towards it, no matter how long the path looks. Take the first step. Each day you take another step. Before you know it, you'll be there. You'll accomplish your goals. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm actually I'm going to be doing some work on the chicken tractor, which I do some videos on that too. This is actually, it's a portable chicken coop, which I should have mentioned, because what I'm going to do before I layer the cardboard and the compost and the manure and the wood chips, I'm going to use my chicken tractor and let the chickens free range on the ground where I'm putting the garden next year, or extending the garden next year, because I'm not getting rid of the other one. I'm extending, multiplying. So this is it. I mean, it's pretty big. It's 12 foot by 6 foot. It's with 96 square foot, I think. And it's gonna be, it'll be pretty cool when I'm done. It'll actually have wheels that raise and lower on the back, and then you lift up the front and you just roll it over the fresh ground, set it in place, leave it for a day or two, let the chickens scratch at the grass, eat the bugs, and in return, they're fertilizing the soil. So they're gonna fertilize, they're gonna work the ground and till the ground a little bit before I put my cardboard and my other layers down. Now the other part of that is because they're getting grass and they're getting bugs and they're free ranging, they're out in the sunshine, the chickens are a lot healthier, the eggs are more nutrient dense, the chickens live a happier life, and in turn produce quality food for you. So anyways, that's my video for today. Anything you want to know, just leave it in the comments, and I'll do a video for you. All right? Have a great Sunday, guys.